everybody. Welcome to another episode of Heart to Heart with Tony. Today I'm fortunate enough to have a great interview. His name is Joe Hysong. Welcome, Joe.
Hey.
Thanks for joining us today.
Absolutely, it's great to be here.
Joe, well, how about this? Joe, who is Joe Hysong?
Well, Tony, I'll tell you, I moved to Angola 2002. It was a kind of a long process of me getting here. Prior to that, I actually worked with a lot of the dealerships here in the town. I did consulting work in their finance departments and things like that. So I knew the city, but I was living in South Bend, and then in 2002 partnered with Ben Davis and Harold Chevrolet, and Ben was getting ready to retire from the car business, and he asked if I would come over and help run the store, and he gave me the opportunity to buy him out. And so it was me and his son Brent ran the dealership for the last 18 years together. And I've just completely fallen in love with the city of Angola over the last 18 years of my life. My wife and I have been extremely involved in the community, and she was born and raised here. And the Boyer name was kind of a big deal, I think. Her dad's a city engineer, mom owned a business downtown, and things like that. So I was lucky. I really did find probably I'm the luckiest man in the world who found a wife like her, I would say.
Nice. And so tell us a little bit about your family.
Sure. Yeah, we have 5 kids between the two of us. We have 3 grandchildren. We just had our third here last. So he was like 3 months old back in November. Little Jack Funkhauser. Unfortunately, they just moved back to town, and so they'll be back in town. My other grandkids live over in South Bend. My daughter lives over there with her husband, and then I've got a son that lives right here in town. Still works at the dealership as a technician. He's married. I've got a daughter that lives in Indianapolis, Jordan. And if you haven't ever had any of her food yet or her cupcakes, you've definitely missed out on life. And then my last son, Dalton, he is a senior at Indiana Wesleyan. He's studying to be a nurse, and he is excited about doing it. Not so sure that I've set the hook in him hard enough to get him to come back to the city of Angola, but he's a musician and likes to get out there and have a lot of fun. So yeah.
I bet it's a fun time in your household with you singing and him playing music, and you guys are having a lot of fun.
Absolutely.
So, you retired in May. If I'm not mistaken, you sold out of the automotive and you retired in May. What have you been doing since?
Well, 4 years ago, actually probably 6 or 7 years ago, Bob, who owned the Angola Schwinn store, I've always been passionate about cycling, and so I'd always talk to him, and I said, Bob, if you ever think about selling your store, let me know. It's something that we'd probably like to do, is get into the bike industry and get into the bike business. And so 1 year, next year, and finally Bob decides to retire and gives Libby a call and says, hey, I'm ready to sell my business. And she's like, yeah, I think we're going to move. So the next thing you know, Lib's calling me and saying, hey, Bob wants to talk to you about buying the bike shop. And probably in the 45 days later, we owned the bike store. And then we moved it next to Calico's. Made sense for us to have businesses that were connected, with Tracy being there in Calico's. And so we've owned the store now for 4 years, a little over 4 years, and we love it. It's a great business to be in. The cycling industry is so much fun. It's something I've been passionate about my whole life, and so just having that opportunity, and we definitely did, and that was one of our passions about our city. It wasn't like we're going to dive into this thing and get, we're going to be business owners and get extremely wealthy being in the bike industry, but it was a business we didn't want to leave our city. We wanted to be able to have a bike shop in town, and I felt like God's blessed us financially to be able to keep a business like that in town.
Excellent. So, Bike and Soul, Calico Collectibles, yoga, and a restaurant.
A restaurant, yeah, Monument Pizza. So that was kind of a sometimes you got to think about what you're going to do when you decide to get into business. I kind of got, not really harangued into getting into that business, but Brian, my brother-in-law, he had worked at Piggy's since the day it opened. And he was a bartender part-time. And when Gary Maloney was getting ready to retire, Brian made a run at him to buy Piggy's. And And he was like, and so we talked about it, and Brian was like, I'm not going to do this on my own. I said, all right, well, I'll give you, a little bit of help. And the bar business was not for me. It wasn't my heart, my passion was not in it. Fortunately, we were able to, exit that. We had a great exit strategy there. They put a church in there that's rocking, and so we were able to move everything downtown, bring John Janegi downtown. His flair for pizza is incredible. His food is great, and so we have the Monument Pizza downtown. Yeah.
Fantastic. So, why being an entrepreneur?
It's funny that when you asked me that question, you said, "Hey, I'm going to ask you why be an entrepreneur." I've never viewed myself as an entrepreneur. If somebody's going to say, "Joe, you're an entrepreneur," I just would look at them and think, but I guess I am.
Absolutely.
But I view myself as somebody that looks at an opportunity and how do I make this opportunity better? How do we take this thing and take it to the next level? And so I don't really look at it from a pure business standpoint. I look at it more of a passion. That if I have a passion for something and I can get other people to be passionate about it, that a business will grow because of it. So I would always tell people, if you're not passionate about something, don't get involved in it. Don't put your heart into it. And even to this day, I'm passionate about the auto industry. I'm not passionate about cars, but I'm passionate about selling cars. I always told people, the car industry keeps America rolling. I would joke about that. But that, if I didn't sell a car, you think about all the people in the world that would be unemployed. That today, as I was driving in here, the people out plowing snow. You wouldn't have snow plows if you didn't have roads, if you didn't have to move the snow in order to, you wouldn't have roads like we have today if you didn't have cars. You wouldn't have the metal, you wouldn't have the technology, all the things, and I used to feel like, I tell my salespeople the same thing, all of this weighs on your shoulders. If we don't sell cars, the economy stops,
I won't argue that. I won't argue that. The economy, the automotive industry is huge.
Yeah.
So, you're running for mayor.
Yeah. So, what the title of this is? The Heart or Love?
Heart to Heart.
Heart to Heart with Tony. Yeah, I love that. Heart to Heart with Tony. I enjoy that. And really, the reason I'm running for mayor is because of my passion and my love for our city. I think that where our city is at right now is in a good place. I think that Mayor Hickman has done an awesome job. I think that I've got a little bit more enthusiasm, maybe a little bit more passion to throw into it, to see this thing grow. I see that our city, I would like to use the word exploding, but I would see our city growing. I would see that more people were living in our city. I would see that I have this vision in my head where people are driving 69 and saying to themselves, hey, we've got to go to Angola. We've got to go stop in Angola. And whatever that reason is, it could be because we have the best bike paths in town. We've got great park systems already in town. Some people don't know about them. Our YMCA is incredible. Some of the things that they're doing at the Y. All the things that we've got going on here. But I want people to want to pull off of I-69 just to come to Angola, just to go downtown.
So where do you see it in 5 years?
Well,
Angola, that is.
Angola, yeah. So Trine's going to continue to grow. The university is going to continue to grow. There's a place that just blows me away if the things that are going on there. So you're going to see. I would think another 1,000 students at Trine. I would see that our city we continue to expand our footprint, and you being in real estate, what a better time to be in a business where we could have another 800 homes or another 800 people moving into our community that you have to sell homes to. And it's not just the lake, not that we love the lake community and everything else, and our business, our livelihoods are dictated because of what happens out on the lakes, but I see it happening more in town. More things, more businesses moving into town, more homes being built within a shorter radius, a 2-3 mile radius, and us, and the city itself just growing in its population, not just the county.
Well, I want to say first off, thank you very much for joining us today.
Absolutely.
Appreciate it. Joe Hysong, thank you very much.
Thanks.
Thank you all for joining us again today. If you liked the video, please smash that like button and share it, and you have a great day. Thank you very much for joining us today on our videos. I appreciate that. We're going to try to be doing these on a weekly basis. Look forward to giving information that might be beneficial to someone or anybody that watches these. If you have any questions or would like to learn more information or have questions about anything else that you'd like me to interview, please feel free to reach out to me at Tony Isa at Remax.net. Again, Tony Isa at Remax.net. Thank you very much.